So today, we are going to be testing out on the two vacuums here, the Tineco and also the Kenmore here, and we're going to test them out on the carpet with the oatmeal and the flour, just to see which one is the better suction here, while also doing the handheld version on the carpet later on as well. So, we'll start with this right now. So I just did one pass, and as you saw on the high power, you got all the oatmeal. Nothing is left. As you can see, it left a bit of white on the flour right here, but it kinda tried to get some more flour. I don't really feel anything, but yeah, as you can see, there is still some white spots left. So, we'll see how the Tineco does. So, I just left one pass, as you saw. The same result with the oatmeal. Both got everything but on the flour one. I think this one seems a little bit less white, where that one seems a little bit more flour down there. This one, as you can see, it has some white spots, but barely you can see anything. I try to get some flour out, but I don't feel anything as well. I think the Tineco was a little better in that respect. So, I'm gonna use the heads. I'm not gonna try any of the attachments. I'm just gonna see the raw suction power in the base right here. We'll start with this one. Now with the Tineco. As you can see, they both basically perform the same. This one, on both the oatmeal, there is nothing left, and the flour right here, there is nothing on it either of them. I must say, subjectively, I think the Kenmore on the base is much more powerful than the Tineco base because, I can show you. This is basically sucking the carpet up. It is literally moving the carpet up. And the Tineco doesn't seem to have much suction, but I think the Kenmore has much better suction, but for the vacuuming part, the Tineco wins on that front. Next we will do the same thing, but on the tile right here, oatmeal and flour here, and we're going to start with the Tineco. As you saw, the Tineco got all the flour. It pushed all the oatmeal onto the edge right here. While I lifted it, it was still on. The brush didn't push the ones and didn't get it up back. For the bigger pieces, it would definitely got harder for the Tineco to get all of it. Next with the Kenmore. As you can see, the Kenmore basically got everything because the bar isn't too low, and it got all the oatmeal and also all of the flour, so it didn't have anything to come back. So for the tower run, the winner is definitely the Kenmore here. The conclusion basically is that they have the same suctions, but one works a lot better on the hardware floor because of these ridges right here. The bigger pieces can go underneath the gaps right here and get into the vacuum. So the Kenmore is a lot better on the hardware floor, but because the Tineco doesn't have this, it has much better suction on the carpet. So it is gonna perform much better on the carpet than the Versus Commodore. Tineco for carpets, then Kenmore on the hardware floors. We will go on functionality of both of the vacuums. You'll clip this off, you'll take this part off, and this is the head, so this is the back where your air filter is. Battery is not removable, that's where you charge it. You hold this and turn it on, but you can also hold this clip to hold it for you. This is the max button for max power, and you press on this to open this, and you can take all of this out. Super simple and easy. The Kenmore head is on the bottom here at the back of the vacuum. You basically click on this button, it pops out. There's air filters here, but you cannot detach them or clean them. How you charge it is this. You connect this one to here, but docking it here. And these two pins right here connects to these two pins back here, This goes onto a stand and then you plug this in and now it is charging. And the cable comes from underneath. Whilst Tineco uses a charger right here. You click on this button here to open this up. And then you remove this and that's how you empty things from here. This is the air filter here, so you are able to clean and remove. And for this base, it only has one power button. You press it on and it will power up. It is on the high setting. Whereas the Tineco has two settings, the low and the max. But for the actual stick pod for the Kenmore, this you can go from off to medium and high. So this has some different speed settings, but not the handheld. So next is mobility. Obviously, they both have wheels. One is bigger than the other, they both are really smooth, and they both are really good going back and forth. But Tineco does not move left and right. There isn't much to move right here. While the Kenmore does. It can move left and right. The mobility on the Kenmore is much more simpler and more convenient than the Tineco. And to clean the brush here, you twist this up and you take the whole brush out to clean it. As the Kenmore, I don't see any area where you can take this brush out to clean it, but it does have kind of like a cut detachment for the air strands in there. And this is how the brush looks. It's a standard brush length, and it's really long. This brush is a V-taper. This brush is a lot bigger and also spins a lot faster, I think. Not to mention, this has lights. And you saw the light is less concentrated around here instead of being right in the front of it. Where though the versus the Tineco and also the light was significantly less bright than the Tineco as well. And next is the attachments. The attachments for the Tineco, it feels a lot more premium. These are for the same function dusters, but obviously one feels a lot more premium. These bristles are in the actual material feels a lot more weighty, so it's a bit more durable on this one. While the other one feels a lot more cheap, and also the way it attaches, it feels more premium, because this one, as you can see, locks in place. For this one, you just jam it in there and you rely on friction, which it is not good. Versus these two brushes, they both accomplish the same thing, but this is significantly better because this thing creates a crazy suction, so you gotta get out all the things, not to mention an actual brush. While this thing is just a duster, it has a brush and it has a hole, nothing special. And also this one relies on friction as well.